Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're gonna be talking about Raphinha because both Deco and Xavi, early reports, they've basically shown some attention about the future of Raphinha. And then as well, we're going to be looking at Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo. We're going to be talking about what's the latest news and updates in regards to them. And then, towards the end of the video, we're going to be looking at the left back situation. What is up with that? What's going on with Alejandro Balde, and what is Barcelona's plans going to be in that position for the future. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. Well, guys, let's get straight into the video and let's talk about Raphinha because a report from Sport says that both Xavi and Deco, they know that Raphinha has no intentions of leaving, and so they're basically not going to try to force him out as they see the operation, very, very difficult. And on top of that, as of right now, Raphinha, he does not have an agent. He doesn't have any intermediaries representing him. And so if Barcelona were to negotiate, with Raphinha's entourage, they would have to negotiate with Raphinha personally. And, that's going to be very, very difficult and a little bit uncomfortable for the club to do. And so as of right now, Barcelona, they're not looking to sell Raphinha. And, my thoughts on the whole Raphinha situation, especially looking at recent performances, is that the only way that I would sell Raphinha is if a big, big offer comes to to basically replace him. And looking at the performances that Raphinha has put in the biggest of games, he is one of those players who you can't criticize his work rate or his attitude or even his character in these type of games. Yes, at times he can be a break. He could be a bum at times. Make stupid decisions, make poor passes, make poor decisions. But Raphinha's commitment to the club, that's you can never call that into question. And on top of that, he was one of the players key in both of the PSG legs and in the PSG tie in general. It was Raphinha who's keeping Barcelona in the game. And my stance on Raphinha is pretty simple. If Raphinha is to be sold, it would have to be a big, big offer, an offer in which we would be able to gain some profit in order, for us to be able to spend money in the summer transfer market. But breaking even with Raphinha, I don't think that would be a smart move from Barcelona. But now, guys, I'm going to be talking about the left back situation. I'm going to be talking about Alejandro Balde. Because as of right now, Alejandro Balde, he is, the starter in that position. Joao Cancelo, he has basically replaced Alejandro Balde, but that's just because, Balde he has been injured, for basically all 2024. And a report from Revelo is saying that Barcelona, they could be in the market to look for a left back if the FFP situation allows for it. Now we know that Marcos Alonso, he's going to be leaving at the end of the season. Alex Valle, a player who we have talked about in the channel before, in their report, it says that due to his last couple of months, of him, not having much prominence at Levante, Barcelona, they're sort of being a little bit skeptical about Alex Valle, and so even if they bring him in, we don't know if he's going to be continuing at Barcelona. And basically, the same thing can be said about Joao Cancelo. His future is a little bit uncertain, and that's just because about they have concerns about his performances. And in the biggest of games, Joao Cancelo, he has proved to be a liability. And Barcelona, they're skeptical about that because we're not going to have tons of money to spend in the summer. And so if we do spend that money, we have to spend it on players who we know can perform in those biggest of games. And a player that is being mentioned is Hector Ford and Julian Araujo. Options to be able to play on either flank. Hector Ford, he has played in that left back position. Although he's more comfortable on the right, he can be a substitute for Alejandro Balde. And Julian Araujo would basically be the substitute in that right back position, and he would allow Hector Ford to basically be a substitute for Alejandro Balde. And so, guys, what do you guys make of that decision? What should Barcelona do in that left back position? Should Barcelona go for Joao Cancelo, have him be the backup, left back, or should Barcelona, for example, look at Alex Valle, say, hey, Joao Cancelo, he just hasn't been up to par. Let's just have Alejandro Balde be our starter and just have our backup be from La Masia. What do you guys think we should do in regards to the left back situation? But Lastly, guys, I want to be talking about Joao Felix because just like with Joao Cancelo, the future is very uncertain for Joao Felix at Barcelona. There's a lot of uncertainty, and before a couple months ago, reports were saying that both Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix they were most likely going to be staying at the club. But recent reports from Sport are saying that hey, that Xavi isn't convinced with either of them, and he prioritizes Nico and Dani Olmo over Joao Felix, and that's very very interesting. Because even though Xavi he doesn't favor Joao Felix, he isn't convinced by him. He still give him minutes. So then why are you not giving minutes to Vitor Roque, even though you're not convinced by him? And knowing that we spent money on Vitor Roque and we haven't on Joao Felix, it's a confusing situation. But that recent report from Sport is saying that Xavi prefers Dani Olmo and Nico over Joao Felix, and the only way Joao Felix would be able to stay at Barcelona if Barcelona they weren't able to acquire any of those two players. And we talked about the Joao Felix situation before. Joao Felix, the only way he stays, is if Barcelona they were able to get a loan or a small fee. You're looking about 20, 30 million for him. And the thing is, Atletico Madrid they want to sell him permanently, and as of right now, they value him at 60 million euros. And Barcelona, they just simply don't have the funds to pay that amount. Barcelona don't have 60 million to pay for Joao Felix. They don't have 60 million to pay for Dani Olmo. If we are to make sales, we would have to generate some revenue. But guys, that was it for the video for today. What do you guys make of everything that I've discussed on today's video? What do you guys make of Barcelona basically saying, hey, we're not going to be selling Raphinha this summer. We're not going to be selling him. It's going to be very difficult to negotiate with him. What's up with that? And then as well, guys, what do you guys make of that left back situation? Who would you want to basically be the starter in that position for Barcelona? And what do you guys make of Joao Felix? Are you in agreement with Xavi about Joao Felix? That he isn't really that convincing. I'm definitely on board with that Xavi decision. I think like Xavi, just Joao Felix, he just isn't doing it at Barcelona, and I definitely think that there are better options out there. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I watched the Real Madrid game in the last 10 minutes, and I just don't know how they do it. But of course, referees they do have to help them. But just let's not talk about it. But guys, thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys all in the next video.